So welcome back. The last video we can sum up as, if I only have one life, I better make the most of it. And if I don't only have one life, I better make sure I don't come back as an ant. Now, this tape is about how do we get there? How do we even map out a little bit of a plan to get there? So the first that we're going to get to is the I of arrive. So the I in arrive is increase. What do I mean by that? Increase your field of vision. The first thing you're looking at is, what is your outcome, physically and emotionally? What are your gifts? What are you good at? And I'm not meaning your skills, basically what you learned, your talents that you picked up, but what are your natural gifts? Are you a giver? Are you somebody who takes care of people or care of animals? Or are you more like a fighter, somebody who likes to break through? That's really important, because if you're a giver, you may be good at caring jobs like nursing or something like that, or taking care of wildlife. While if you're more combative, you may be good as an investment banker, something like that. If you are a very caring person, you become an investment banker, you will not be happy. Trust me, I've tried it. I am a giver, and I tried the investment banking thing. It was a good thing at the time for me to do, but it is not something that necessarily makes you happy. So take a look at your natural inclinations, your natural talents. Also, don't limit yourself. There are people who have literally become rock stars without the ability to sing, at least not brilliantly, or play an instrument, while others who have the ability to do all of that are still singing in the shower. So it really depends on your resourcefulness whether you can get this done. So how do you increase your field of vision? Well, there's a million ways. You can start with the internet. So what are your strengths as a person again? Are you a giver? Are you a caretaker? Are you competitive? A natural fighter? You don't have to be able to do whatever you want to do immediately. You can do something else for a while and keep the cash flow going. And you can keep going with your natural gift as a hobby even for a while. I did this for a while with animals because I couldn't make enough money with it. I actually took in some animals myself at home and gave them a home. And cast your net wide. Do aptitude tests, for example. There's DISC profiles online, and there are all kinds of different human resources tests that you can take to see what you're good at naturally. You don't have to limit yourself to that, but it gives you a good indication of what you may be good at. Go to seminars. If you go to seminars, you may find out that there is things out there that you never thought about. Speak with a coach. Look at online courses. Some of them are free. Even if you take a look at organizations like MIT, for example, who used to charge an incredible amount of money for their courses, or Harvard, they now have courses online that are free or virtually free. So you can try and test some of the courses that they have online to see if that is really something for you. Approach it like a treasure hunt for your destiny. A treasure hunt for your destiny. That is exactly the right way to look at it. Some of the ideas that you will have will be just transitions to get somewhere else. Some will be stepping stones, even more than transitions. And some of them will be the end game, and it may take you a while to get there. It may even take you a while to finance it. But the important thing is that you start looking at ways of how to get there, looking at vehicles that could be possible, and not all of them you will keep. I looked at vehicles myself when I was at this stage. And one of the vehicles, or I've been in this stage several times, but one of the vehicles I looked at was property, for example. And then I decided, well, I did a property course, and then I decided, okay, maybe later. I will maybe look into this later, but at the moment, this is not really what I want to go for. But that doesn't mean it was for nothing. I still learn things that are valuable for me, and I may be using it in future. Spread a wide net. Look at a lot of different things. Now remember, while you're doing this is not where you want to end up. If I could have been what I could have been, I could have been something with some luck to do what I wanted to. I could have been something. A tower of strength, a center of power for $10 an hour. Now it's just dreams that I'm stuck with, and hell, that ain't a lot to show. I never got far from the starting line, but deep down inside where it counts, I know if I could have gone where I could have gone, I could have gone places. With some luck to do what I wanted to, I could have gone places. To the front of the line, the top of the hill, a long way from here. Way back then I had ambition, a lot of stamina and guts. I never took no for an answer. It was tougher to fight all those ifs, ands, or buts. All those ifs, ands, or buts. This is not where you want to end up. This is also not where you want to end up. On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. You may not even want to end up here. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Because where you really want to end up at is here. We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Wouldn't you agree? And we have arrived at the V. Now what is this? Well, this is the thing that will give you the juice to go on when things are difficult. It will be the thing that excites you. It will also be the thing that will activate your reticular activating system, that thing in your brain that decides what is important, what is not. And in the past, you may have looked at some things as not important that actually were, but now it will help you to find the things that are really important to you. And you will find capacities in you that you never thought you had. It will also make you a great leader. Because without this, great leaders are not born. Now, without this, you will likely fail or you will fall short. At least you will not have as much fun. So what do I mean? I mean visualize. Visualize your outcome. So V stands for visualize. Visualize the impossible. Dream. Engage your emotions. Don't just plan in your head. Get excited about not only your goal, but also the journey that you're about to embark on. It is the dream that will make you move forward. That does not mean close your eyes to reality or pretend that problems aren't there. It also does not mean that you just dream and visualize and expect the answers and solutions to appear ready at your door without having to do any work for them. It just means that your internal compass is set into the direction of the goal that excites you, gives you juice, and is ideally bigger than yourself. Now, some people say that it's a bit silly, thinking that visualizing things can make a difference. However, every big invention, every real feat of humanity started with a dream. If you don't dream, you will give up when the odds are against you, when your rational brain will tell you that things are too hard and that there is no way. If you're resourceful enough, there's always a way. You just need to find it, but the only way you'll have a chance to do that is if you have a dream to hold on to. You'll never pull through unless you get your emotions involved. Scientists will tell you that there's a lot more going on between heart and head than we have been aware of. Dream first, link your emotions, and then figure out how to do it. So how do you visualize? Well, you can do this by yourself, starting with what we described in the R, for Remember, or you can choose to be guided in this by a life coach or in a seminar, for example. The best approach is probably a combination of both, as few people will have coaches available on a daily basis, while it can be sometimes a bit hard to keep the dream going only by yourself. And an external stimulus can be very helpful. There's also tapes out there by various people who may be able to help you with this. When you do this by yourself, just imagine what would happen if everything you wished for came true. The visualization goes beyond what we just described in R, as a method to try on if the new dream is a good fit for us, and a method to get your inspiration going. This visualization now is something you practice on an ongoing basis, something you resort to when the going gets tough, and you keep incorporating those aspects into your vision that have already made it into reality, as well as the aspects that you have discovered on the way. So the vision changes and keeps changing, and probably gets more concrete. What would you do? What and who would be in your life? Where would you live? What would you see, hear, feel? Who would you benefit? Why would the world be a better place with you in it? What would people remember about you? Make it visual, make it auditory, make it kinesthetic. Feel what you would feel. Dream big. Shoot for the stars, not for the ceiling. E stands for elicit. Now this is where things get slightly esoteric, and I must say that I had my doubts initially as well, although a lot of very, very successful people are very convinced of this concept. So I put my doubts aside, and then I realized I had actually used this my entire life, even as a child. When my parents and I were playing some board game and I had to play the dice and I had to roll some sixes in order to win, I would concentrate so hard on these sixes, and a lot of times it actually happened that I got these sixes, which was really not very likely. Of course I cannot prove that me thinking about sixes and the sixes appearing had anything to do with each other, but it sure felt like it. The same thing with, I don't know, sports games, for example. If we really concentrated on winning, then we really did get that goal. So elicit means elicit the answers to your questions, the necessary resources, the success of your mission from the universe, from God, or from fate, or whatever you believe in. And really believe in it. And if you're working towards something good, towards something for somebody else, for the good of the whole, the good of the universe, then it will come to you. Now, does this work? Well, a lot of very successful people believe in it. There are people who are exceedingly successful in financial terms who swear by Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and it seems to have worked for them. There are people who were dirt poor and read the book and are now making hundreds of millions of dollars. There are several variations to the theory, like The Secret and Law of Attraction, and they are all variations of this principle, and they don't seem to lose appeal. Prayer in various religions is no different, only that it doesn't elicit the answer from the universe or fate, but from God instead. And believers know that the more earnestly you pray, the more chances you have to be heard. Am I dismissing the possibility that an entity or energy called God exists? Absolutely not. I personally do believe in God and certainly started out as a Christian, although my faith and beliefs have probably somewhat moved on from the initial version. But this video is not about religion. Even if you do not believe in God, but believe in fate or Gaia or destiny instead, the principle still applies. Even if you're an atheist, you may still acknowledge that a firm belief in success may activate the reticular activating system, even more than visualization alone, and may give you a better chance to arrive at the answer. What discredits these beliefs is that oftentimes people just elicit and believe and pray, but don't do anything. I mean, it's just such an easy thing to do, isn't it? You pray to God to give you all that money that you can help all these people around you. And then you sit in your garden and you chat with your neighbors and you wait for it to come to you. As useful as prayer is, it is not an excuse to be lazy. I'm not a prophet, but I would imagine that God is probably not too excited to be seen as your servants who can be bossed around to deliver whatever you'd like to have, if you make no effort to get it, even if he or she would like to give it to you. Chances are instead you and other people are the instrument through which God acts, which means you need to get up and do something, instead of waiting for somebody else to do so. The same goes for the universe or Gaia or fate or whatever else you believe in, but if you earnestly believe and put your beliefs into action, you may be surprised at the results. Believe that the answer is out there and that you will find a way. If anything, it will give you the best chances to activate all resources within you and to find the people who can help you, to give you the ability to succeed. Recap. The Arrive at Yourself tool again. A stands for accept. Accept the reality of where you are and move on from there. Don't focus on the past or the injustice of it or on what you fear. Focus instead on the little gap of opportunity where you want to land. And once you've made it, you can decide how you want to deal with the past. R stands for relax. Find healthy methods to relax and incorporate them in your daily life. Fear leads to tunnel vision and burnout. Use its energy to your advantage, but make sure you also relax in between, so you can connect to your soul and your wider purpose. R stands for remember. Remember who you are. Who are you at your core? What are your gifts? What lights you up? What is the unique thing that you can contribute to the world to make it a better place? I stands for increase. Increase your field of vision. Research possibilities through the internet, seminars, coaches, peer groups, mastermind groups, or anything else that you can come up with. Talk to people, but make it as if you're just playing with it. Make it a game. Make it a treasure hunt. Remember what song you want to sing at the end of your life. V means visualize. Dream, make it exciting. Exciting enough for you to develop the drive to execute and keep executing. E means elicit. Believe. Concentrate on and demand the outcome you're after. It is yours.